Shakti Sundari. I'm here in beautiful Byron Bay at the Taste of Love Festival, Australia's biggest Tantra festival. Let me introduce you to my guest now, Sam Pemberton, the most amazing, radiant man I've ever met. Sam.
I saw you this morning for the first time and I was really struck by your presence and your radiance. So I really wanted to speak to you. And my first question to you was, who are you? And what do you do?
It's a good question, and it's a question I've asked myself a lot. The who and the what, I believe, is a continual evolution, and I've left myself in a place of the unknown, particularly to allow myself to receive. So I've worked with the fluidity of my own gender and experienced many things as a result of that fluidity, and received many things as a result of that fluidity. So I identify obviously with my male form, and I'm very grateful to call myself a man. I was gifted the name Sam Pemberton by my parents, and I honor that lineage. What I am now is very interesting because I'm coming out into a new phase of my life, a new form of expression, and it is different from what I was born from, that identity. So I'm certainly calling in a new vibration to encapsulate what I'm becoming. For now, I'm working with Sam Pemberton, and yeah, my offering is continually evolving, but I work primarily with sacred sound and primordial sacred sound. Maybe we can go there, but yeah, working with the essence of vibration and the clear, crisp communication that can come from simple, pure vibration. And in that, I work in dynamic workshop situations, stripping away identity, stripping away the layers of the ego to reach that clear point of essential heart-based relating that doesn't interfere with the infinite possibilities and the infinite potential that we're gifted every day that we wake up. And that's really my goal and my purpose in life very much, is to strip that away using all the tools that I can possibly gather. Yeah.
So what kinds of tools do you work with? You mentioned sound.
So I've been working with the crystal sound bowls a lot. I find that there is a very clear, remarkable quality to crystal, and this sort of resonance that naturally occurs perhaps from the millions of years of the molecules combining and tightly compacting to emit this natural frequency. Even without being played, they're emitting an energy and a life force. And so when harnessed with sound and the intention of opening a channel, it also brings another layer to that clarity and that raw essence of sound. And that's what I encourage and invite in those that I work with.
So how would that work for somebody who's never experienced this before? If somebody wanted to work with you on an issue, how does the sound of a crystal ball affect change in a person's being?
So through the purity of the vibration, we're all made of particles vibrating at a particular density or subtlety within that scope. The purity and clarity of crystal tones and the vibration of crystal balls. I also work with biosonic tuning forks, which also add a frequency element to it. The clarity by which the sound works, it's almost as though I liken it to in spacecraft, when NASA are building the purest metals they can possibly build to create a spacecraft, to go into space and not be affected by spatial, cosmic storms, etc., to keep that purity and that strength. They use a particular purity of metal and they pass that ring across the other metal, and through the purity of that ring, it extracts the impurities of the impure metal and purifies the metal. So impurity attracts purity. And I find that what we're doing is we're calling that out. And I work individually in sessions with that and also collectively in groups, working to really call out the purity and also bring out the impurities, which arise through emotional release. They can arise through physical exertions of the body. And very much so, it's an extended process.
And you're going to be offering a workshop here called The Heart of Infinite Relating?
That's correct, yeah.
Can you tell me a bit about that?
Sure. So the Heart of Infinite Relating is aimed at stripping away gender binaries, working in that essential space of relating. And in that essential space, that pure core fragment of our soul that exists within our body, that exists within this experience that we're having and we're sharing, that essentially is the piece that I call out in all those that attend the Heart of Infinite Relating workshop and the work that I do around that. I have another workshop called the Temple of Self. And in that, we're exploring how we connect without the identity that we're given or that we're choosing. And we're letting that become infinite in its essence, letting it be that interconnected oneness that we're all longing for when we're free of that identity, the confines of identity. So I spoke to you at the beginning of who am I, what am I? That space for me is always open, must always be open, because I don't know where I'm going tomorrow. I don't know where I'll be this evening. And in that freedom that I've gifted myself, so too is my freedom to express myself differently. My identity can change in that, and that's what I strive to bring out in others. And what I find in that is the communication really clarifies. That channel really opens. And that freedom of expression is gifted almost seamlessly as a byproduct of that work.
It must be so liberating for people who've never come across that sort of thing before, to be given a space in which they can step into that freedom, having known that it was there.
It is, it certainly is. And it's beautiful to watch the transitions. And I'm just really excited to launch into this work. I've been sort of preparing myself my whole life in many ways to step out and to be the best I can be. And it's very much reaching that precipice to offer, and also in the offering, witness what's offered back. That really beautiful fluid sort of exchange of gratitude, of giving and receiving. And you're absolutely right, to see the evolution in people that have never experienced that kind of work is a profound witnessing. And very humbling, because it promotes a sense of connectedness beyond myself, beyond what I am. And to see that evolution in another is to see that evolution in myself. So it's all a really beautiful, rich tapestry of sharing, and yeah, I love that.
I'm curious to know if you also meet with resistance from those who are, society at large is still very entrenched in gender binaries. I noticed bits of myself and my thinking definitely still are, and then in the Tantra world we talk the whole time about Shiva and Shakti and about the masculine and feminine energies. So have you experienced resistance too, or how do you deal with that if you do?
Well, I'm not going against gender binaries. I accept them and I work with them. Polarity is a beautiful, essential gift to this experience. There is a point that we can reach, if we so choose, where those polarities get to merge. They get to fit together and come together inside of us. And that's really what we're trying to discuss and move forward with on the planet, I believe, is this union of polarity and the sort of subtler realities of integration that we can bring together and move forward with have huge, vast ripple effects in so many ways. So I don't meet resistance because I work with what's there already, and it informs and feeds the work that I do.
Why do you think what you do is important? What drives what you do?
Yeah, sure. What drives what I do is very different to why I think it's important. What drives what I do? An understanding of what changes have occurred in myself and in my experience. And seeing myself in others, seeing parts of my own journey in other people's journeys, and the potential for my journey to extend into another story. And that understanding that I've had since birth of this giant family that's yet to know each other, that just need to break down the walls and the barriers and the disruptions of the ego of identity to find connection and to find freedom in expression. And my own freedom of expression is such a passion. It's what wakes me up in the morning. to find that ability to express and to not have to double think, triple think what I'm about to say, but just to say it. And I feel like that really inspires me every day to do the work I do.
Well, I think you're incredibly inspiring. Just your very being, your very essence is so inspiring. And I'm just wondering, for people who might be watching this, you know, who are kind of thinking about everything that's going on in the world that could be perceived as destructive or depressing or negative in terms of all the politics, all the wars, all the fighting, all the environmental destruction. And then I meet someone like you who seems very young and inspired and full of purpose and light. Like, what would you say to someone who would kind of come back to you and say, yeah, but how's that going to change things?
I'll say it to them. The shadow is just as powerful as the light, and it may always will be. Probably will be forever. So I like to suggest the concept of seeing shadow as the frame to define. And in that, we're not battling light and dark. We're not fighting against or trying to rise up. We're coming together and we're accepting what's present, what's here. In that acceptance comes the potential to see, to truly see what's there. Without that acceptance of the frame, of the shadow, of the definition of this experience, of this reality, we can't see what's there. And we certainly can't affect or change or evolve what we can't see. So the first point that I'm really calling out is that shadow is the definition that gifts us the perception to see what needs to evolve, what needs to grow, what needs to change. And when we're not in acceptance, we can't truly see it, and therefore we can't truly evolve it. So I really encourage acceptance as the primordial base structure that wakes you up in the morning, gets you out of bed, and walks you into life. Thank you.
Awesome, you just channeled that divine wisdom for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing? Just bringing this to a close, a message you'd like to share?
If anyone feels the calling to connect in, I really urge everyone to share their wisdom and to share their truth and to share what moves them and what awakens them. And that it's not any individual that has an offering, but it's all of us. So in that, I really call out in everyone witnessing this to truly bring forth what you have, to step forward with it and to share that. And for me, I'm sure there'll be a link that you can find at the end of this somewhere. And I look forward to connecting with everyone anytime. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
To connect with you, to hear some of your wisdom, to feel your energy. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching. Join me, Shakti Sundari, on our next Heart to Heart.